We'd like to welcome everyone to the January 21st, 2025 meeting of the Castle County Board of Commissioners. If you would join me in a moment of silent prayer followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, liberty and justice for all. Before we get started tonight, I know that the weather is not the best in the world. Anybody gets worried, if I get worried, road conditions are deteriorating to a point we may have to cut our meeting short, and we'll keep going as long as we can. If we can get through, we will get through. Public comments. No. All right. Recognitions. Mr. Smith.
Yes, I would like to thank Deputy County Manager Melissa Williamson, all the great things she's done for the county, the many hats she wears. She's the go-to person in the county. If you has a problem, that's things she needs to be publicly recognized for.
Mr. Rand.
I do want to recognize America and that new president. And I think we will see some good things coming next 4 years.
Mr. Williams.
My district has been fantastic. They are forever asking questions, but we're supporting.
Thank you, John. I'd like to recognize the members of our staff. Most of y'all are aware we had some issues at 911 with some wiring that had gotten wet and all, and I think they have really jumped in to get it cleaned up, to get things squared away, and to cut costs in every way they can. They do a tremendous job. It's been a big intel with all the departments that have had to come in and help with that. So thank you.
On January the 8th, a former finance officer here for the county that also served as interim county manager while Ms. Faye Mize passed away. I'd just like to recognize her for her service to the county. She was in the finance office for many years. Not sure how many. She was there a long time. All right. Approval of agenda. Do I have a motion to approve? Motion by Commissioner Gwynn, have a second. Second by Commissioner Ingram. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign, motion carries. Consent agenda. Commissioners, everything that is on this consent agenda except for items 8 and 9 and the minutes were discussed at our work session back on January the 6th. That includes item 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Does anyone have any questions concerning any of these items? If not, I'm going to be asking for a motion to approve them in whole. Entire consent agenda.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir. Mr. Redd.
I would like to take out number 12 and 13 to discuss separately because some information I asked for at the work session I've not gotten yet, like the cost of Co-Square, the income of Co-Square compared with the cost of the county. And another question I have is who's going to manage collecting the money? That means it's another person or someone stationed at Co-Square to do this.
Any objections? All right. Do I have a motion that we approve items 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 on the consent agenda? I have a second. Second. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. All those opposed, motion carries. All right. We will take up item 12 at this time. The and that is charging a student membership for Co-Square, any college student in Calhoun County, a $25 per month fee. Mr. Wren?
Again, I asked for numbers of what CoStar costs the taxpayers. It's not going to, we don't know how many students may take part in that. I don't know what the income is presently. I just can't see spending money on a losing venture. And I don't want to spend any more than I have to on this county government. And we all, I think most of us ran on a platform not wasting taxpayers' dollars. And until I see those numbers, and you can show that it's a profitable organization, I don't see us doing this. Now, I do know we could save some tax dollars on another venture and put some cap program in the side of the building that comes in off of Main Street. We're paying $22,000 a year rent, where we could save that money and put them in that part of that building. But the part facing the square, there's a lot of space that I don't know if we can sell them up, but it would be something to look into.
Madam County Manager, have you had a chance to get those numbers, as far as income and expenses?
I have not. I spent all week, including the weekend, working to get the retreat agenda ready. So been a little busy. The other issue is, as with quite a few things, we have had difficulty reconciling the revenue for CoSquare. I am not sure we're done doing that yet. And I guess the final comment I'll make is, this would be revenue generating, it would not cost the county additional dollars. We already have staff in place to accept the fee and manage the facility. So this would just increase the number of people who are paying monthly.
Right. How many? We don't know yet. But I'd like to make a motion to table this issue until we get those numbers.
You heard the motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to table the item that has to do with student membership at CoSquare. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
That's the items 12 and 13.
I think one would tie in with the other, yes, sir. So it would be items 12 and 13, because you don't do 12, you don't need 13. So
Question. Madam Mayor, what would we be able to get those numbers?
Well, I can check tomorrow and see if we've reconciled all the revenue that we're supposed to have. Part of a majority of the revenue comes in through credit card payments, and we have a third-party vendor who manages that. So we have to make sure that we're getting all the revenue that's due. I'll ask tomorrow, but I can't guarantee that it will.
And I would also like to find out how much money was grant money that we received on the building.
Mr. Rose, Mr. Chairman.
yes, sir.
Mr. Rose, I can tell you, we received $1.3 million in grants. And again, I don't know if those, said how long we have to operate this operation.
Right.
But, and, at one time, the Arts Council was paying $900 a month, and this Missouri IO company that was supposed to bring jobs and income to the county, and they never did. They were paying $1,000, $1,500, $1,200 a month, but they didn't. That was why this CoSquare built a ball and renovated, and they had two people that would sign on the door, and maybe two people that would show up every now and then. But I'd like to know if they got any incentives, because they sure did produce.
Well, kind of like the same along lines, I like to see, see the numbers as far as where we got the grant money from, where it came from. How much time we had to put in,
The restrictions.
and then restrictions, different places.
Any more discussions?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I
Commissioner
mean,
Smith.
like a county manager, I think we're building on a revenue basis by adding $25 per student. I'm not talking about it, but it's working in the right direction. And I think we have a moral, probably a financial obligation to keep our CoSquare open due to the grants we've received just 5 years ago. And I think with the investment we have in CoSquare that we can turn it around and it can be a proper operation shortly.
Any more discussion? If not, we will proceed to vote. All those in favor of tabling items 12 and 13? Let it be known by raising your right hand. All those opposed to tabling the motion, like sign, raise your right hand. So we will proceed on. Motion fails to table. So what we have now is I need a motion to approve items 12 and 13.
Make a motion.
A motion from Commissioner Smith, do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Ingram. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir,
again,
Commissioner Ingram.
why are we gonna waste more money? I mean, this board is responsible for spending the tax dollars wisely. And we're just wasting more money, even at $25, if you get 20 students, we'll have $500 a month income there. I don't know what the electricity costs, the gas costs, the water, sewer, I don't know any of those numbers. And how could anybody vote on something that's blind to them? It's just not good government.
Any more discussion?
In all due respect, I think we went into the project in blind. And we had a setback with the fire. And I think we were building on the membership there and we had a setback and we're starting from scratch again.
But, Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
again, with respect to anybody's ideas, but has it grown back? I mean, I understand membership is way down. You've lost your two biggest tenants. You'll never get those back. And, how you gonna make it profitable? Or at least break even?
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
I would love to have that discussion about how we turn CoSquare around, because that's what our hope is and our intent. I think it's a very valuable county facility. Lots of places don't have facilities like that, and I would hate to see it not, be supported and abandoned.
I did talk with a company that's really based in Germany, but they have offices throughout the United States. And they looked and they said they couldn't come in because they didn't have space here that they would need. Or the housing and a few other things they said was so.
Commissioner Ingram.
yes, we actually have, it's been 3 different things that has happened really to slow down that progress with CoSquare, if I'm not mistaken. One was a person that drove a motorcycle through the building. Of course, we had COVID that slowed that down, and now we had a fire that has slowed it down. And I'm just at a mindset that we haven't really given it the opportunity to really get off the ground because of the 3 things that has happened.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Commissioner Rand.
because I think I'm gonna lose this vote. But I'd like to see us maybe do this for 6 months. Try it for 6 months. Then you'll know if you're gonna get, how many students you're gonna get, if it's worthwhile to the county. So I'd make a motion that we try this experiment for 6 months.
Is that a motion to amend?
Motion to amend.
Right. We have a motion to amend the motion by adding the term for a trial period of 6 months.
Yes, sir.
Do I have a second to the motion to amend? The chair will second that motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any discussion on the amendment?
One question I had, how much? Madam Manager, do you have any sight on how long it would take to get this out to the public, to the surrounding colleges, to let them know that this is available to them? And I guess the reason is I don't want to eat up, trying to get this out, whether through their websites, through our websites, and we burn up 2 months of time. And then you're back to 4 months. Just wondering about how long you think it would take.
So I can ask, our Coast Square staff, I can draft a press release to go out and have her contact the colleges in the immediate vicinity to let them know.
That's all I have, Jim.
Any other discussion on the motion to amend? If not, we'll proceed to vote on the motion to amend. All those in favor of amending the motion by adding the terms for a trial period of 6 months, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed?
Opposed?
Motion carries. Okay, now the motion as it reads, I guess, Madam Manager, you may have to work on my wording in or the lady taking the minutes. We have a motion to approve items 12 and 13 with the amended language for a trial period of 6 months. Any more discussion on the motion? Now we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Now, what I'm asking, go ahead, Mr. Rose.
And I guess here's what I'm looking at. I understand you want 6 months. But we're gonna be coming up on the end of school.
Mr. Chairman, that motion is passed.
The amendment passed.
The amendment passed.
The amendment has passed. We are trying, I'm trying to get a vote on
The main
the
motion.
main motion as amended.
Yes, sir.
The
We call for the A's and.
motion is to approve the student membership fee for Go Square Castle County residents, $25 a month, along with approving the MOU with PCC. And this will be done for a trial period of 6 months.
Mr. Chairman, you already called for the A's.
I'm calling right now. All those in favor, let me know by saying aye. All those opposed, no.
No.
Chair votes aye, motion carries 4-2. All right, action items, I'll turn it over to the county manager.
The first item you have is a motion to accept a grant from NC Amateur Sports for $20,000 and approve budget amendment 16. This group provides funding, my understanding is to every county in North Carolina. This year they're providing $20,000 and our Parks and Recreation Director would like to purchase equipment for a youth football program. Currently, we have a flag football program, but this would be outfitting for a full youth football program and would use the grant funds for that. There is no other cost to the county, and the plan would be to use this money in subsequent years. They say they will fund us $10,000 to kind of build and expand the teams, but there's no recurring cost for the county.
You,
Mr. Chairman.
go ahead, Commissioner Ed.
Yeah, I see in the proposal, it's they say they will continue funding $10,000 a year after the initial point. But do they say for how long?
They don't, but I will say we're buying equipment. We're buying one-time items, not paying the ongoing cost of a program. So even if they stopped last year, I mean, next year, sorry, I'm tired. We would at least have had that program for that year and have the equipment to run it with the same number of teams.
Some time ago, they had mentioned they needed some work on the field itself. And has that been done or is there funds for that?
I'm not sure which field they have repaved the track at Parks and Recreation, but I don't know which field in particular.
I think it was a track that we're talking about.
Okay.
There's some bad places in the track.
Yeah, they did a super nice job with that.
Any other questions, comments? I have a motion to approve item 14, and motion to accept the grant.
I'll make a motion.
Votes. I have a motion from Commissioner Smith. Do I have a second? Second from Commissioner Rose. Any more discussion? All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries.
Thank you. The next budget amendment is to budget a donation for family services. That is budget amendment number 15.
You have that paperwork there in your email. Have any questions? Comments concerning this? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor of accepting the grant donation, let me know by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries.
The next item is very similar. EMS has received a donation and they would like to buy some furniture. The donation was for $5,000. The furniture will cost $2,900. Does not what it's.
Any questions, comments?
Don't have the quote with me, but the furniture costs less than the equipment.
And that's for where?
EMS
Oh,
There's an office. Am I right about
is
that?
their day room where the
Okay.
EMTs stay. Yeah.
And where the actual ambulances are located. That building, not the office there. Just that more information. Any questions, comments? Hearing none, all those in favor? Let it be known, I need a motion to approve it, I'm sorry. Motion by Commissioner Rhodes, second by Commissioner Ingram. Any more discussion? All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries.
The next motion is the motion to table budget amendment 17. Since it does fall under your Rule 27 under Rules of Procedure. We've been informed by DOT that we have to pay back revenue that we received on selling 2 of our CATS vans. And the total amount we have to pay back is $18,520. This will come from CATS fund balance. It will not impact the general fund. CATS is a standalone enterprise fund.
Motion to table this,
I have a motion to table this until our next meeting, I guess it would be. Do I have a second? All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
wait a minute, Mr. Chairman, I got a question.
Okay, go ahead, Mr.
Is
Commissioner.
this something from the state DOT?
It's actually from the federal government. It had to do with the Infrastructure Act, Investment Act that was approved, and then the feds came in and audited the state, and so they're making the state pay back the money. Now we have to pay back the state.
Well, I mean, wait a few days, probably overturn that, but
A lot of counties are really struggling because they've already spent the money. And they're trying to figure out how they're gonna pay it back because, you know, it was unexpected.
and I know I was a commissioner back when it started, and it was not gonna cost the county anything. And, you know, it was all
And it still hasn't.
and it still hasn't, but, that's, it's gonna cost a little bit now, but that's just something unusual that I didn't know they changed that rule, but, maybe we can get it changed, but we'll have to pay it back on this time at least.
Okay, we have a motion motion and a second to table this till our next meeting. All those in favor, let me know, saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries to table.
You are moving along to the extension of the NC1 grant for Riverside Furniture. The Board of Commissioners discussed this item at their December 16th meeting and tabled it with several questions. The state and the company have provided answers. The questions were, has the company met its investment target? It has. The second question is, how has it met its employee target? It has not. But they are consolidating operations in February and should meet the job requirements when they do that. In addition, the match for this grant was already budgeted in a grant ordinance that was attached to your agenda. And John has already moved that money from general fund balance for fiscal year 2023 into the project ordinance, which should have been done at the time that the project ordinance was executed. So there is no impact in the current fiscal year for extending the grant, which means that we would have to pay, if they do meet their jobs target, and only if they meet their jobs target, we would have to pay an additional $25,000 to match the grant.
Right, so they are requesting that we extend this till December the 4th of this year. Heard the county manager, you've read the attached information. Any questions? Do I have a motion to approve the extension?
Motion that we approve the NC1 grant extension.
Have a motion from Commissioner Smith. Second from Commissioner Wren. Any more discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carried. Okay, item 19. We need an alternate delegate to the PTRC. Who's interested in taking that job? Anyone?
Mr. Chairman, I have rather like attendance or schedule for our meeting, so I will accept that.
Great. We have a motion to appoint Commissioner Smith as the alternate.
Go ahead. You heard it, I'll second.
All right, Mrs. Nguyen made the motion, Commissioner Wren second. Any discussion? Hearing none, please vote. All those in favor, let me say, no, by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. County manager updates.
Have a few things, on your committee. Has Commissioner Wren and Commissioner Smith worked out their committee assignments?
I thought you did.
Okay,
I talked to you about it.
so it was, the Board of Health was the only one thing in question, is that right?
I have met with the only other one I have comment on is the cemetery commission. It's allowable. I didn't amend the agenda, but maybe this meeting or the next to make a motion to dissolve the cemetery committee because it's I think we need to be in that business.
I'll be glad to put that on the next agenda.
Take it up at the next agenda.
Let me, ask if I could get a date of when some of those committees meetings were. Adult Advisory Committee, I think I know where we. Juvenile crime prevention, I don't know the time nor the place.
Carla had prepared a booklet with all this information in it, and I had just been waiting to update the booklet to make sure I knew what the assignments were. So I'll go back and update the booklet, and you should have the contact information and the meeting time in place. Commissioner Rose had asked about putting bollards in front of Code Square to prevent motorcycles and vehicles from running into it. And I just wanted to say that it's on the radar. RD's had numerous conversations with Department of Transportation. There may be some other things that they could do, like rumble strips and that kind of thing. So we want to have a full picture before we bring a recommendation to you. Thanks to everybody for getting their retreat questions in. I don't know that I've reported. Russell and I met with the Pelham Business Property Owners Association on January 7th to ask for approval of the project and the changes to the restrictive covenants. Both of those things were approved at the meeting. In fact, I'm waiting on the last property owner to send in his approval, but assuming that property owner does, we would have unanimous approval for that project. Commissioner Rose brought up the water leak at the 911 center. We believe right now that was caused by the refrigerator and the ice maker, but RD's still working on that. Commissioner Wren, you called me last week to report that the lighting outside the sheriff's office was not working properly. And so Chief Poole let me know last week that it was fixed last Wednesday. So
All right. Mr. Attorney, the update from you.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, just briefly, I have an update on the Castle County tax collection. 2023 taxes moving forward. I have a spreadsheet passing out this time. Mr. Chairman, members of the board, total of 113 files that have been turned over to my office, about the tax office. As of today, 96 of these files involve taxes that have been paid or in current payment plan. And we have 2 sales scheduled for February 14th. There's 1 sale that's been ongoing since last year. It's still moving through the court process as of public auction process. And the remainder of the files, we had complaints that have been drafted, or some of the files have really complex title issues. Yeah, I can answer any questions at this time.
Go back over those numbers again, Russell. 96 out of how many are on payment plan?
113. So, yeah, either been paid in full or are in payment plans.
So do you actually only have 17 that are not, haven't done anything about right?
That's correct.
This is for 23.
For the 2023 tax, they're going to cover this. 3 of those are either sales or scheduled for next month. 1 sale is currently.
Any questions from anybody? So this. Anything else?
I'll have more updates on the closed session.
Right.
That's it.
Commissioner comments? Commissioner comments, Mr. Smith.
Yeah, I look forward to the planning sessions next week, 2 sessions, where we can discuss new policies and procedures. And it gives a commission the opportunity to tap into county manager's professional expertise. I look forward to that.
Mr. Red.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I look forward to the work session retreats next Saturday. And, hope we can discuss a lot of issues that will be coming up in that terms.
Commissioner Eagle? Commissioner Wynn?
Looking forward to the meeting.
Commissioner Rose? Right, upcoming events this Saturday here at 8 a.m. We will be having a board retreat. You should have an agenda that has been emailed to you, look it over. You have to be something on final agenda
Yes,
Friday.
with all the attachments.
Okay, so keep an eye out for that. Have a chance, please look over it before we get here Saturday morning. Our next work session will be at 5 o'clock on February 3rd here at the library. All right, closed session to consult with an attorney employed or retained by the public body in order to preserve the attorney-client privilege between the attorney and the public body, which privilege is hereby acknowledged. North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11 subsection A subsection 3. Do I have a motion to go into closed session? Second.
Second.
All those in favor, let me know by saying aye. All those opposed? We now sit in closed session.